Hey guys, welcome to the MMA Brothers Podcast, the newest, baddest, and best podcast out there. And let's get it going. Hello guys, and welcome back to the MMA Brothers Podcast. My name is Daryl.
My name is Asher.
And we're talking UFC Fight Night, Robert Whittaker versus Darren Till, post-fight, episode 48. Let's get it going.
Yep, so it wasn't the most entertaining fight card, but it did all right. Usually as we do, we just cover the main card and we start at the bottom of the main card. So the first fight on the main card was Khamzat Chimaev versus Reese Mckee. Now, this fight, guys, holy moly. Like I said before, Khamzat Chimaev is probably going to just body this guy. In Khamzat's last fight, he got hit 2 times. This time, 0 times. Didn't even get hit once. As soon as the fight started, Khamzat went forward with a lot of pressure, and then I guess he stood for a little bit and then went for a takedown, and then 5 seconds, and that was all she wrote. Ground and pound. The fight could have been stopped much earlier, to be honest. Khamzat Chimaev, yes, he's fought 2 no-names, so I guess we don't really know what his potential is, but he's pretty nasty. A lot of people, the other fighters, were tweeting about him. I am hopeful that they give him like a striker or maybe like a really, really good wrestler, somebody that can like do both. It's a 170 division. I want to see him at the top 15 opponents, what I'm trying to say, before I go nuts like everybody has about Khamzat. What do you think?
Yeah, the same rhetoric is going to be uttered, guys. If you watch this fight, it was a mauling. Like, it was like he didn't even throw a punch, single-legged him, took him down. The Dagestani handcuff, guy wasn't getting up. He's getting beat up. He trapped his legs. Literally Khabib at 170. He's calling out everyone at 170, 185. I think a good fight for his next fight would be Demian Maia. Demian Maia doesn't care if you take him down.
That's a good
right?
Fight. Yeah.
So if he goes against Demian Maia, he might run into a few issues. But then again, even if you're on jiu-jitsu, he has stifling top control. So it's not like he's going to give you an opportunity to even throw up a triangle, arm bar, omoplata, Americana. None of that's going to happen with this dude, because that Dagestani handcuff is underrated, because if your arm's trapped like this, right? Actually, it would be this arm, whichever arm's on the ground. Mm-hmm. It keeps pulling it behind you. Mm-hmm. You can't get any leverage to get up. You're using this to stop the punches. It's a very demoralizing position to be in, right? Yeah. So the future's bright. I would love to see him go against a jiu-jitsu, not a striker. I don't need to see him against a striker personally. For right now, I need to see how he does against a jiu-jitsu practitioner, then give him a striker. Because if majority of his thing is to take you down, it's almost easier to do that to a striker. Do you get what I mean? So I want someone who doesn't care if you get taken down. A Demian Maia, Gilbert Burns, obviously he's not at that level. Oh, he might be at that level now, but he's not on the map to do that. Colby Covington would be another good fight for him, because Colby's got really good wrestling, really good striking. Would not like to see him against Woodley. Woodley would get maybe a Robbie Lawler.
After Covington's done with Woodley, they feed him Chimaev and then let him go into the sunset.
But I think what'd you call this? What's his name? I just said his name.
Demian Maia?
No, Robbie Lawler would be a good next fight for him, because if he thinks he's ready for the creme de la creme, give him Robbie. Robbie's ridiculously good wrestler, and he's got hands of steel. But anyways, we move on. Alex Oliveira versus Peter Saboda. So I'm going to dive into this one a bit. So it was a win for the Cowboy in this fight. It was a decision win. Very interesting fight. He opened up the fight throwing body kicks. Guys, I don't know how Saboda was able to eat those body kicks. They were thunderous. He tensed up a bit and then he went in. He didn't rush for the finish. He's a very experienced fighter. A lot of young fighters, I think, would have rushed in for the finish. Might have got clipped on the entry and whatever. But very interesting fight, very technical fight. And I was really impressed with the Cowboy. He is in the later years of his career, but I still would like to see him keep moving up the rankings and do it, because he's a very entertaining fighter, guys. If you've never watched him, please give him a watch. This fight was a really interesting one. It was a stand-up fight. I think takedowns were attempted. If you do you mind scrolling down? No, none. Oh no, there was 3. Yeah, he attempted 3 takedowns, got 0 out of 3. He's a really good wrestler, really good on the ground. And something the commentators were talking about, they were saying he was so much more patient in this fight, and I'm referring to Cowboy, in relative terms to not rushing in for a finish. So even when he tagged his opponent Saboda, he wouldn't rush in there and leave himself open to get countered, and as you can see in the strike differential, it was very much in the favor of Cowboy.
Yeah, so Cowboy, like, we both picked him to win this fight. He looked great. He looked great in every single round. He was throwing those teeps to the body, letting nice body kicks, and he dropped him, I think, in the second round. So it was an excellent performance by Cowboy Oliveira. The only problem is that, like, he does struggle against, like, the elite of the division. So he's that kind of guy that's kind of like a gatekeeper. If he can get through Charles Oliveira, No, not Charles Oliveira, Alex Oliveira. If you can get through Alex Oliveira, then, you know, you're going places in the division. So I don't know what's next for him. Any hyped guy at 170, I guess I should throw him up against Alex and see how they do.
Chimaev would destroy that dude.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on. Carla Esparza versus Marina. Oh no, it's Paul Craig. Sorry. Yeah. Paul Craig versus, oh wow, you can handle that one. Jadshi
Murad and Tigolov. Okay, so Paul Craig, we both picked Paul Craig for this one, I think, as well. He's a master of submissions. You can't really see submission right here, he doesn't provide it, but he wins, like, is it 89% of his fights or 91% of his fights by
Probably
submission?
Higher now.
Yeah, it's higher now. He had one fight that went decision. That was against Shogun in his last fight. It was a draw. Again, this fight ended up on the ground. The Russian and Tigolov, he was on the ground, but he was punching his way out of submissions.
He had top control. He took down Paul Craig.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He was on the ground, meaning like he was on top of Paul Craig, and Paul Craig was trying to search for a triangle, and it seemed like he didn't really care to defend the triangle. He was more looking to hurt Paul Craig with his ground and pound. Mm-hmm. Eventually, obviously, that was a mistake. He should have tried to fight the submissions or get out of that position. He's also a very, very good submission artist, so maybe he was comfortable on the ground thinking he wasn't going to get choked out by Paul Craig. That didn't happen. Another W for Paul Craig, and his career is looking good. What do you think?
The Scotsman got the dub. I'm just going to dive into a little bit more along what Asher said, was because he got taken down against the cage. He had him in full guard, and he was getting cracked with shots. Now, to the benefit of Paul Craig, he was near the cage. So what he was able to do is get his toes in the top of the cage to hold on in that position. Once he got his toes there, threw his left leg over his shoulder, had it in that position, threw up. It was a triangle attempt. Wasn't able to cinch it in, but as he, I can't pronounce his name.
Antigolov,
I'll call him Antigolov, was not fighting to get out of that triangle position. He was more so trying to throw down strikes, and every time he threw down strikes, he dipped. The moment he dipped, triangle got tighter. Throw, dip again, triangle got tighter. Dip again, then when he was finally in that position, he was able to cinch the leg, his foot behind his knee, and it was a wrap. Pulled his arm in, pulled his head in, and it was a beautiful submission. And Paul Craig is no slouch, guys. You do not want to be on the ground with that guy. You'd much rather strike with him. He's no slouch in the striking department either, but it was a really beautiful fight to watch, guys. It's a very short one, so I'd definitely give it a watch.
Yeah, so next fight we're going to move on to is Carla Esparza versus Marina Rodriguez, number 7 versus number 9. This fight was a little bit, I can't remember if it was a split decision or not. It was a split decision, I think. So. Yeah, the split decision victory for Carla Esparza. I was hoping Marina Rodriguez was going to win this one because I think I bet on her. It didn't work out, obviously. Strikes wise, Carla Esparza landed more. That's because she was landing more ground and pound. This is wrong. This is a decision. She was landing more ground and pound, but Marina Rodriguez was really, really piecing up Esparza.
This is not an accurate depiction of the fight, guys. 118 total strikes for Esparza versus 91. If you looked at the damage count, you'd understand more.
Yeah, Marina was landing more on the feet than Carla. Carla landed a few takedowns, 5 I should say. And yeah, it was literally a striker versus wrestler story in this fight. I'm sad that Marina didn't win because I put money on her. But Carla Esparza, if she's going to win, we both knew what way she was going to win. It was going to be takedown and ground and pound, which is what she did. Congrats to Carla Esparza. You made me lose money.
This is what I say. She's not an exciting fighter to watch, man. I'll continue to echo that rhetoric. Like, I have no problem. I love, like, Kazmat, Khabib, Usman. I love the wrestling heavy. Ben Askren, I love the wrestling heavy styles, but they actually do damage, man. She doesn't. Like, it's really boring to watch her have top control. You know what I'm trying to say? Marina was able to land more damage on the bottom, like Tony Ferg style with the elbows and the hits, than she had with top control. So I don't genuinely see, maybe I'm missing something. I think that even if you're on the bottom, but you're also landing shots, you've worked up off the ground, obviously top control should be considered. But the refs also, the judges also need to notice, man, like Carla was shooting because she was hurt. Like every single time post first round with that you're shooting, so she's getting clipped on the feet, right? Shoots, gets it stuffed, whatever. Then she finally takes her down. Even when she gets taken down, she's getting hit from the bottom, bleeding everywhere. Those things, I get why they gave it to Carla. If they're giving it to Marina, would I have been upset? No. I just think that Carla has to really got to fine tune her striking, because Marina was undefeated before this fight. She's a number 9 ranked fighter. If she wants to be with the creme de la creme of the women's division with the 1, 2s, and 3s, she's got to fix her striking. That's a major point that she's got to work on, because she's gonna find it very difficult to beat the top ladies in that division.
100%. So we're gonna move on to the next fight. Another sad one for me. Alexander Gustafsson and Fabricio Verdum. Now, Verdum looked in great shape when he came in. Gustafsson is an older photo. He looked much bigger. He weighed in at 240. Yeah, Gustafsson was doing well on the feet, as you can see. He landed 14 strikes versus 4 against Verdum. But Verdum did his bread and butter and what he's, put on this earth to do, and that's jiu-jitsu. So Gustafsson, he got a single leg takedown on him from Fabricio. Then from there, Gustafsson was kind of able to get up. He took his back. Verdum took Gustafsson's back, and then from there he tripped him. And then from there, it looked like he was going to land a rear naked choke on Gustafsson, but then Gustafsson was able to move around a little bit. What does Verdum do? Transition to an armbar. He was very patient. He waited in that position because he knew eventually I'm going to get him. He didn't want to do anything too extra because he didn't want to lose the position. Eventually, he got the armbar. Gus takes an L. Tough L for Gus. It's his first fight at heavyweight. He is 33 years old, so he does have a bright future. He didn't say anything about retirement, I don't think. So hopefully he keeps going. Like, it's okay. Like, I know you're in a 3-fight losing streak, but losing to Verdum is there's nothing to to hang your head on. Yes, he looked terrible against the boa constrictor, but yeah, he looks way better now. I guess he needed to get that fight out of the way to get that ring rust, but Verdum looked good. What do you think?
I mean, it was. I'm happy for Verdum, but I'm also sad for Alex, as you said. And relative terms to the fight, Alex has been a notoriously hard guy to take down, right? So I was completely surprised that the second entry of Verdum with a single leg, he was able to complete it. But am I really surprised? Because Verdum is an expert in that department. So it was an eye opener for Alex. I think he's got to know that his takedown defense might have to be a little bit sharper, because if Verdum's going to take you down, Curtis Blade's going to take you down, right? Stipe's going to take you down. I think Alex, it was good for him. Now he knows what he's got to work on. You can't just move to a different division and expect to kill it like Gilbert Burns and other fighters. I think John Jones will face a similar issue if he thinks he's just going to go in there and wipe this division. The level of strength, and obviously, guys, John Jones trains with heavyweights, because Brendan Schaub was also saying John ragdolls heavyweights too. It's not like he can just do that to light heavyweights. But it was very interesting to see with Alex. I'm happy for Verdum. He is in the latter stages of his career. But with relative terms to the creme de la creme, I keep saying that, but with like the 3, 4, and 5 in the heavyweight division, do I think Verdum can give those guys trouble? Maybe, but I don't know, man. I think that Verdum's past his prime in terms of being a champ in this division. I think Alex has got to go fight another big heavyweight. I mean, he lost to the 14th ranked guy, so you have to give him like a Blagoy Ivanov, or you know what I mean? You can't give him anyone who's ranked. Like, he just lost to the number 14th ranked guy.
But I mean,
you can't. I get it.
Verdum can win that way against almost anyone in the division.
But you still lost to the 14th ranked guy. You can't give him a number 9 after you lose to number 14.
I guess so. Yeah.
But it was a good fight. We knew that was going to happen if it went to the ground. But we'll move on to Mauricio Shogun Hua versus Antonio Ruggiero. Ruggiero Nogueira.
Rogerio, yeah, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. So Minotauro versus Shogun. This fight was actually quite competitive, as you can see by the strikes. I actually had Lil Nog winning this fight because I think he had more damage against Shogun. Lil Nog is like almost 45 years old, and I was really surprised by how well he did. Yes, Shogun landed more significant strikes, but if you followed the fight round by round, in my opinion,
all the stats are in favor of Shogun.
Yeah, I mean, by just 3 strikes here, and then 8, and then 2 takedowns. Yes, it does look like they're in favor, but you know how MMA is scored. It's round by round, right? In my opinion, I had Lil Nog winning this one. I think it was a split decision, right? For Shogun, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
So Lil Nog's done. He said he's not going to fight anymore. This was his last fight.
He said he could keep fighting, but like...
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Anyways, that's my opinion. What did you think about the fight?
Yeah, I think it was a very, very close fight. It could have gone either way. I think Lil Nog did enough to get it done, in my opinion, because Shogun had a very good first round. Second and third, I would give to, Lil Nog, based off of his striking differential. Maybe these majority of these strikes might have come in the first round. That's why it looks like he edged him out. But on a round by round basis, I think Nogueira lost the first, won the second, won the third. He stunned Shogun numerous times throughout the fight, and Shogun had to shoot because he was hurt. It's like he was shooting because he had the advantage, and then he's putting him out. No, he got cracked. Then he shot for the takedown, and he got it. Like one of them, he was wobbling into the takedown.
Yeah, he almost got KO'd.
Yeah, good on Shogun. Do I think any of these fighters should keep on moving with their career? I don't think so. Once you're 38, as Shogun is, and you've been in the division, you've already been champ, you know you're not going to beat John Jones. You know you're not going to beat any of the top light heavyweights out there, in my opinion at least.
He's not beating Dominic Reyes or Thiago Santos.
Thiago, Bones, Blachowicz, even Luke Rockhold. Like he's not beating any of them. Maybe Chris Weidman. But Chris, I think, is probably going to go back down to 185. But
yeah, so I already gave my thoughts on the fight. Good for Shogun. Lil Nog's retired, it seems, and we'll see what's next for him. So we're going to quickly go through the main event because we don't have much time. Robert Whittaker versus the Gorilla Till. Now, Robert Whittaker won this fight. The strikes were heavily in Whittaker's favor. I'm not going to break down each one, and then there were 2 takedowns landed in the 5th round of the fight. Now, in my opinion, guys, Darren Till doesn't throw enough. Darren Till won the first round. He landed that elbow, and then it was kind of like a knockdown and stuff, but Whittaker was able to get up quickly. In second round, Whittaker lands a overhand right and drops Till. Third round was kind of Whittaker. Fourth round was kind of like, it could have been scored either way. And then 5th round, Till had a chance to win that round, but then by the round ended, he got taken down twice. And yeah, if you look at the strikes, it's pretty much all Whittaker in each round. So, in my opinion... But
majority of the strike differential came in the second round.
Yeah, I know.
If you look at it round by round, it wasn't a huge discrepancy other than the second round.
So that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, round by round, obviously, it caused this big differential with what you see.
There's like 30 on he's outstruck him by 30 rounds in one round.
Yeah.
And the other ones, it was like 5-6, 5-6.
Yeah, anyways, quickly speaking, Darren Till looked good. He was complaining about his leg because Robert Whittaker was kicking his leg a lot in his corner. I think the second and third.
He tore his knee
before the fight?
In the second round. He tore his knee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember there was an oblique kick that Robert Whittaker hit that kind of tilted Till's knee, so that could be the reason why he didn't throw as much. But yeah, he had mentioned it to his corner many times. Robert Whittaker did an excellent job. He was blitzing in a little too much, and I was afraid Till was going to catch him with the left hand. Till was very left hand heavy. He kept on trying to land that left hand. It didn't work out for him. But it's not a bad result. Robert Whittaker has only lost to one person in 185. That's Adesanya. That was a good showing by Darren Till. Who's next for him? Maybe. I was gonna say Jared Cannonier, but I think Jared Cannonier is gonna face Robert Whittaker next because Paulo Costa and Adesanya have a title fight next. So, who's next for Till? Maybe a rematch with Gastelum? Maybe.
No, Till's past that, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, what did you think about the fight?
I think it was the right person won. I mean, I was very Till favorite because he's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC, but he doesn't throw a lot. But then again, if I find out that you're injured in the second round, every fighter fights with injuries. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but if you're fighting with a torn knee, you're obviously going to be not lackadaisical, but like you can't put as much pressure. He even said it in the middle of the rounds. I heard him say, it's like, I can't really put that much pressure on my lead leg, so it makes sense. And he can't switch stances. He's not like an orthodox. I've never seen him switch stances.
He almost
into
never
orthodox,
switches
right?
stances. Yeah.
He does have to throw more in his fights because Darren's much more of a precise striker of the ilk of Conor, but Conor mixes in teeps, he mixes in leg kicks, he mixes in jab work. Darren doesn't really jab that much. He's just looking, but his step and when he hits you, you feel it, right? So with the step and elbow that cracked Robert, he even said, "Holy, yeah, I'm not blitzing him like that," because he got caught with the step and elbow. I think Robert was just winging overhands over and over again, just looking for a big punch. It was a very technical matchup. Glad to see Bobby Knuckles has the itch back. I'm glad to see that he knows he can take a shot from someone in the middleweight division and not get KO'd. It was a good fight for Darren, so he knows what he's got to fix next time. And he's a young fighter. He's 27, I believe. Robert's 29. Do I think Robert has what it takes to beat Izzy off of this? No, because you can't do that with Izzy. You can't just keep expecting to clip him with an overhand. You can't even clip. He clipped him once, right? I just think Robert's style of his blitz is exactly what doesn't work against Izzy, because Izzy just every time you do that, you're gonna get clipped, right? I don't know how he's gonna switch up his style to fight Izzy and try to take him down. No one's been able to take down Izzy and keep him down.
Even Whittaker himself said that Israel Adesanya is the truth, that he's a really, really good fighter, so it's going to be tough for him to beat him.
Yeah, so I think what's next for Till, a middle-ranked middleweight, maybe a Shabazian, or the loser of Shabazian and Brunson.
Or the winner.
I wouldn't want to see him face the winner. He's both of them usually loss after loss. You don't lose and then fight the winner, right? It's usually loss. I think the next fight for him should be like a Derek Brunson. For him, it should be Jared Cannonier or a trilogy fight with Yoel Romero.
Or give Romero to Till. He's scared of him.
Oh, God, no, I wouldn't. That's the last thing I'd want for
But Darren Till looked big. He was bigger than Robert Whittaker in this fight, which is kind of crazy to think that he fought at 170. But anyways, guys, we're going to wrap this up because we don't have much time. What did you guys think about the fights? Let us know in the comments on Instagram or on YouTube. We really, really appreciate the engagement as always on our Instagram, which is MMA Brothers Pod. We will have a lot of videos that we're going to be sharing with you this week from some exciting stuff that we did. We attended a fashion show from with Gunji Gentlemen with the BTC Fight Promotions, and we got a lot of interviews there. We'll also be posting some footage from the fashion show. So look out for that. That's coming soon. And as always, really appreciate you guys watching and engaging with us. And any last words?
Yeah, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the video, what you thought about the fights. And another thing, guys, if you are interested in MMA, you got to get up to these events, meet these fighters. They truly are the nicest and kindest people you're going to meet. And they really make it a pleasure experience to go out there and talk to these guys, as you'll see throughout the content we're going to be putting out soon. Thanks again, guys, for listening. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a good day. Let us know what you think about the fights.